What's up, guys? It's your boy Mello, man. We back. You Deadass Podcast. Another episode. This might be like episode 5. Actually, this is a repeat episode right here, unfortunately. I know some people is upset, like, that's a whole story. That's a whole story.
Life of a creative.
Right. Fact. But today we got the great.
Oh, like the great.
I'm trying to get my intros together a little.
Okay.
We got the great creator of Noir online.
Very happy to be here.
I appreciate you doing this again. Take 2.
Absolutely.
Thank you. So, how has it been?
Whew, I'm trying to remember the last time we spoke. It really doesn't matter because from 2021 to 2022 has been like a complete 360. So much has happened in the last 7 months, and I'm just grateful.
So it's kind of destined that we do this again, basically.
Absolutely, I think
so much going on.
Right, and I'm always gonna do something for somebody from the Bronx, no matter what. Okay?
Yes. So, as you know, of
Right.
course, this platform was created for creators and artists from New York City.
Right. We need more of that.
Exactly, because we got to display and show our culture. I feel like mainstream media doesn't do that particularly well.
They like to bite it.
Yeah.
But they don't like to give no recognition.
Right. And they don't really understand what it's like being from New York. Like,
right.
The crazy things that they see is not really... I mean, we do experience it. Right. Let me correct it. We do experience it, but it's such a norm for us that we don't even really think twice about it.
Definitely agree.
So, let's backtrack before, right? Growing up in the Bronx. Let them know where you from, and I like to start around high school.
Okay, so it's hard to say where I'm exactly from, because I was born and raised in the Bronx, period, right? But if you're from New York or even from the Bronx alone, you know that uptown in the Bronx and the South Bronx is 2 completely different categories. So from the age of 1 to 7, I was born in uptown in the Bronx. And then after 7...
Like White Plains area?
Gun Hill Road, to be exact. Barnes Avenue, to be super exact. And then from 7 to, I believe, 20, I lived in the South Bronx, Patterson Projects. So I am a diverse person. I'm cool and everything, but I will tell you SMD in a minute. So,
can you? For people that don't understand, like, what are the cultural differences from living uptown and then in the South Bronx? You said Patterson, huh?
Patterson Projects, P-ville, right? So when I first moved to Patterson and I went to school, I went to Clark. Elementary school. I think it's South Bronx Preparatory, something like that now. A lot of people used to say that I talked white, right? Because I guess it was proper English or whatever you want to call it. That's not considered talking black. So I would change my voice to adapt to whatever everybody else was doing. And if I wanted to be funny, I would do like a voice change of sounding like my regular self, but they would think that I was sounding white. So I would try to like fit in with that so much that it instantly became me.
Right.
But it was rough. I would say that I was juggling both until I was like 30, to be honest.
Juggling what exactly, though?
Being who I really am and being what I thought everybody wanted me to be, like what's considered being black.
So you saying
I'm 32 now, so It's been 2 years.
You just figured this out. Like, you just figured out who you are.
I just figured out who I am, and I think I figured that out through entrepreneurship. Because when you have a job, you still being who you think the people within that environment want you to be. But once you quit and you live it on your own terms, it's like, I'm going to be whoever I'm going to be. This is my shit.
Big
and if
boss.
you don't do
CEO,
that.
big boss up. I'm being myself now.
If you can't tell me what to do, you can't tell me what to do. That type of thing. So, yeah, it's been a long journey of finding myself. Right.
Well, at least you found yourself.
Thank God.
Right. You became a boss and you found yourself.
Right. God's plan.
So what about high school? Let's talk about, I feel like high school like molds people to like
Oh God, it was a mess.
who you are. Like, you know, it's a big chunk of your life in figuring yourself out in high school. So where did you go to high school at?
I went to Brandeis, Louis D. Brandeis. I think it's on 86th Street. I don't even think it's that name anymore.
Yeah.
But I went
haven't
to
heard Brandeis in a little minute.
I graduated like probably 14 years ago. But Brandeis was crazy. It was metal detectors. I think somebody brought a gun before. It was lit. Like lunch was considered a 4-period class because nobody was going. I would like to say that I found myself in high school too, but I also knew who I was and what I wasn't going for. Because when you in the hood, you hear about all the crazy stories with guys and females. So you know how to like move. You know what to do and what to not to do. Right. Like you could be down, but all the sloppy toppy and the staircase, that wasn't happening. Yeah. Not for me.
Yeah. High school is definitely like
too much.
The growing, like that's the start of your growth, right?
It is, and it could
middle
get
school,
bad.
You're still like a kid,
right?
You're still playing around and being childish, but when you get to high school, that's when it get real. Like
could make or break you.
Facts. It gets real. Like people getting shot, stabbed. People you know is all in high school. Like that's like
pregnant, STDs.
Oh yeah,
jail,
about that.
Stuff like that's just too much.
So how was your high school experience overall? Like,
I feel like I played the field well. I graduated on time. I graduated on time, Regents degree and everything, but I was also in the hallways. I never messed with anybody from school. That wasn't gonna happen. The guys on my block weren't that welcoming anyway. So yeah. I was in there, but I was also in class. Mm. So I was like medium lit. Let's say that. Mm. Playing it safe, stuff like that.
So what was your first job? Like,
oh God. I didn't get a job until after high. No, I'm lying. Okay, my first job, I used to work for housing, y'all. I was 15 and I had I did a summer yummy. I think they still call it that.
Summer youth.
Yeah, and the bad thing about that is I was doing housing for my same project.
I knew you was they always get you.
So you know how like you a guy. Y'all used to come out in the summertime for like to play basketball at 12. I used to be right out there picking up that garbage.
Oh, word?
Yep.
Damn.
In the scorching sun. And the first day was the day after July 4th when it was mad dirty in the park.
They did you. And what was it, like $8 an hour then?
Ooh, like I think it was like $7.25. Yeah, it was a long. I was 15, 2005. Yep.
Yeah, they used to really enslave. What's minimum wage now? Like $15?
Is it? That's a long way coming up.
Facts.
But it ain't good enough. But yeah, I think it is like $15 recently. I think so. Yeah.
I think my first job, I know for sure my first job was in Hollister. Matter of fact, right
that's
in Soho.
Not bad. What year?
In Soho. That was I think the year open was 2010.
Oh, you wasn't there when that shit was lit.
I had to smell that shit every morning. I was tight. You know.
No way.
The cologne, that fucking fragrance, bro.
That everybody loved.
I used to hate that.
I used to love Hollister. What? That's a long time ago.
Facts. Being there at 8 a.m, like.
Oh no.
Ain't shit to do.
Right.
And them fucking chancletas. Like, yo, get me out of here. Like, I hated it.
That was a good time. 2010 was great time.
Yeah, those was I feel like times. 2010 to like 16 was prime years. Like
2009.
Well,
depending on how old you were.
Right. 2009 is kind of started for me. Like, I started going outside. I mean, I always went outside, but I was playing ball, so I wasn't really like outside, like being a hood rat. Like, I was playing basketball, like
right. But that's where the hood rat stuff start with the basketball.
It starts in playing basketball. I was straight ball though, like, but then I want to say I started coming outside like 2009. Yeah,
2009, 16 was lit.
Yeah. It ain't the same no more though.
I think that's COVID though, because looking back at it, 2019 was a lit ass year too before everything shut down.
I don't even remember 2000.
Oh my God.
I can't remember like right before COVID. Like that shit was like a blur.
I get it, because I just realized today that it was 3 years ago. That's a long ass.
That's outrageous, bro. Nigga, Nah, you really think about COVID? That was some shit. Like, you was
Right.
in the crib doing nothing for like
Staying
months.
up all day.
All right, let's get to where you start your business at, and tell them what it is and how you started it.
Okay, so Noir Line I started in 2017. It didn't start off as Noir Line. It started off with sticky notes. I had worked at Costco from 21 to 27, and I quit because it was too much drama, y'all. And I got offered a job at Cablevision. And they was paying way more money, the most money I've ever seen in my little 20 years of living. So I left.
Cablevision on Watson.
Hell no. I was working.
I'm about to say, them niggas was giving you $80,000 a year on Watson.
I would have stayed at Costco in Harlem for all of that. Absolutely not. I was working at the corporate office in Long Island.
Okay.
That shit was deep. So I had left. It was in January. I had left, and the first week I'm mad happy. No more retail. I'm in the office. You know, for us, everybody want to work in a corporate office. Nobody want to work retail forever. Yeah. So I finally got it at 27. No, what's it? 20? Yes, 27. 26. It was January. I turned 27 in March. 26. So the first week, my man's like, "Okay, you got the job. Now what?" I'm like, "What do you mean? What is? I just got the job. What do you mean now what?" He was like,
even relish in your in your victory yet. Like.
So I'm like, "Okay, what do you mean? What? Like, what's next?" He was like, "Yeah, where do you see yourself in 5 years?" This is a question that we ping pong off of each other. He gets that from me. So I'm like, I'm gonna be the highest position in here. He's like, "All right." And I'm like, what does that mean? So it was the first week, and that's kind of whack of him to ask that question. It was the first week, 3 days passed, we had orientation, and I'm sitting in there, I'm like,
this shit ain't it.
Why am I here?
Yo.
I'm like, I can't quit. I bought a car to work out here. I live in the Bronx, so the Bronx and Long Island is completely far from each other. I quit the only place that I know, and I'm like, all right, we got to make this shit work. I need something that's going to keep me, like, here in this moment, because I'm a scatterbrain. My brain is always working. Even while I'm here right now, I'm thinking about other things. Like, it's just how my mind works. So I started writing little affirmations on sticky notes to, like, keep it positive in my head for me. I'm like, these are good. Let me share them with somebody, because I'm a social media head. So I started sharing on social media. And a lot of my friends would be like, oh, why don't you start a blog? I'm like, what the fuck is a blog? What is that?
So you started it on your personal social media page?
Personal
you was
social
just posting
media.
them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Started on my personal social media. And I'm like, I don't like the way this looks on my feed. I think I should do something separate. So I made a different one. And I'm like, okay, I need a name. I need something fire. I need something that everybody can relate to. This is when I was still worried about everybody. So I thought of the name.
Well, what does that mean, though, when you were still worried about everybody?
What does that mean? I was trying to include everybody. I've always been a big include everybody until now. So I need.
All right. Yes, because I understand. Like, I understand what you mean, but like,
right.
What does that mean? You trying to include everybody on this social media platform that you create?
Like, it was no specific lane. Like, it wasn't just for Black people. It wasn't just for women. I wanted everybody to be in on it, and it's just like
all inclusive.
Right. Stupid shit. That didn't last long. So it was called Modern Society. It started from a blog, and then there was this video that came out in February called like Hurt Bay. So
yeah, I remember that with the man and the woman.
Yes.
And he was like a heavy narcissist. I feel
yes, Hurt Bay started everything. So in Patterson, my brother's friends growing up, they would always have like debates on stuff, and it would be like for hours with conversations and different perspectives. So that embedded in me a lot. So anytime I see anything that has to do with conversation from perspective, whether it's men and women, different ages, stuff like that, I'm in tune. So I watched it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a little crazy, and I'm like, I want to talk to somebody about this. Want to include everybody again. So I took to social media and did like a I think it was like a Instagram chat on everybody's vibe about it. They called it a conversation hour, and for an hour, different people were speaking about it. So I'm like, okay, I want to make Modern Society a weekly conversation. It started with my friends, people I used to work with, people I didn't know. It turned into a visual podcast like this. That's why I'm proud of you. Because it's a lot of work. Can't do it no more.
This shit ain't easy.
Right. So I was doing that. I did like 8 episodes. One of my best friends was like, you should keep doing it. You should keep doing it. I was like, I don't feel the vibe. I don't feel like, once again, being a scatterbrain, I'm like, I'm not fully invested. So I shut it down. I shut the Instagram down. I'm like, I'm going to the drawing board. I need to figure out what I love, what I care about. So I had a self-reflection moment. I'm like, what do you care about? What do you love? That's why you keep going in circles, because you don't know what you want. So I'm like, I care about being a woman, and I care about being black. I care about being black over anything. So I was like, I don't want to make something that sounds like everything else. I'm African, so I want to like, what's the different languages that not African Americans, but African people speak, and it was French that came up number 1 on Google. So I'm like, how do you say black in French? And it was Noir. I'm like, sounds like can't like that.
Sound a little zesty.
Right.
Zesty on it. All right.
So I thought of Noir online. I found a logo with an afro, and she has shades, and I'm like, it's lit. This is what I'm doing, and that's what's been going on for the last 5 years, starting next week.
So you didn't go to school for like journalism or anything like that?
Nope. I went to college for years. And I say years because I first went to college in 2008.
And what college you started at?
BMCC.
Oh yeah, I went
Trash.
there. It was terrible.
It was.
I eventually, I got a whole story, but long story short, I graduated from BMCC.
Oh, okay.
And Lehman.
Oh, okay.
At the same time, because
okay.
yeah, like BMCC, they didn't, I'm a youngin', they didn't really advise me correctly.
Right, I agree.
In courses and things like that. So now, coming towards my end of my BMCC run, I'm like, all right, I done been here 4 semesters. Like,
right.
It's time for me to graduate. Like,
right.
They like, oh no, you didn't take Spanish too. I'm like, bro, like, then sometimes they start adding shit to the curriculum as you in school. So I'm like, why I'm not aware of this? Like,
right.
So I'm asking my advisor, I'm like, yo, bro, like, can I like transfer to Lehman a 4-year, and whenever I do Spanish 2 there, just transfer it back and get my associates? He like, yeah.
Right.
So I ended up taking Spanish 2 the last semester of my 4th year in Lehman.
Mind you, Spanish 2 is so easy.
Yo, I basically like graduated with my 4-year before my 2-year degree, like, which is crazy.
I agree with you, and I get it. I think you would only get it if you went to that school. They don't advise you. You burn out your financial aid. They treat you like a bum on the street.
Good luck.
It's just a lot. But I can't really say that because I wasn't really in class. Like, I would deadass go there and be in the computer lab.
See, I wasn't a social person in college.
My best friend went there. I didn't even know nobody else in there.
Word?
Yeah, we burnt ourselves out. We didn't graduate from there at all. Well, I got kicked out. Yeah.
Like grades?
Yeah, I got kicked out. They give you a chance for like trying to do
was on probation.
I think I was on probation like 4 times because I never wanted to go to college straight. I never wanted to go to college straight. I don't know what it was in high school. I'm like, I want to take like a year off and then go. But I got caught up in listening to everybody. First day of college, I like found the classroom, walked past the blast room.
That's why your ass failed. That's why you was on
past the classroom and went in the bathroom stall and cried.
Word?
Yes, I don't know what happened, but that was a lot of like college for me. I think it was like the fact of like being alone. Because in high school, you familiar with everybody. Y'all been together for 4 years. So I cried. And then the next week I got over it. And I was doing good. And then my best friend came. I got caught up. Too many years in the computer lab. Dropped out. But then I went to BCC, which I don't care what nobody say is one of the greatest colleges ever.
Why you say that?
The professors actually give a fuck about you.
That's how I feel about Lehman a little bit.
We're going to come back to Lehman. I went to Lehman too.
All right, depending on your major, I will say that.
I don't know.
All right, we're going to get to that. Continue with BCC, though.
BCC, they care about you. It's in the Bronx. The library is perfect. And there's so many advantages there. I feel like the teachers really care about you. I know it's a stretch because you're in college, you fake an adult. But
No, you still need guidance when you.
right, I feel like the guidance counselors were actually counseling.
Right.
So I graduated from there in 2015 for psychology. I always thought like I wanted to do psychology because I care about how people feel and thoughts like that. But that wasn't it. Because when I went to Lehman for psychology and everybody was like fully invested, there was terms I never heard, and we all on the same playing field. I'm like, this is not it.
I think
And I
that's
dropped out again.
Yeah, I was about to say I feel like that's a real competitive field.
Right.
Lehman.
Absolutely.
That nursing.
Yep. I think
Those-
teaching too.
Yeah, those fields is real competitive in Lehman.
So I dropped out of there in 2016. And then I came back after I started Noir Online. I already knew, okay, I want to go to journalism. I came back in 2018, right?
To Lehman?
Journalism, yes. Lehman for journalism.
Okay.
I dropped out in 2020 because I was paying out of pocket and I had a bullshit ass job. So I'm like, I can't afford this in rent. So
so you was kind of there when I think I graduated I graduated in 2018.
Okay. So when I came in.
It was like 1 year before the pandemic. Basically.
Oh, you lucky.
I was lucky, but I felt like, damn, like, I done waited 20 years to get my degree and now the fucking world decides to collapse.
Right.
Like, the nerve of
that
this
would
shit.
happen around the time.
Like, I'm like, yo, I done been in school for 15 years trying to get this degree.
Right.
And now I get it. It's the end of the world. Like,
crazy.
It's some bullshit. But
that.
in so I double majored. I majored in media communications.
Okay.
And I majored in African American studies. So the African American studies part of my major.
Very important in that school. That was the best part of that school.
That's why I'm saying those teachers really cared about me. Like,
agreed.
I remember like one of my teachers, because I've been getting the same grades in my school career the whole way. Like,
okay.
I've been like an 80 to 82 average. Never really like just doing it to do it. I write a paper, I'm not looking it over. Like, I'm just submitting it. Like, that's it.
Okay.
But one day my teacher in my African American studies class, she was like, "Yo, like, you should get your master's." Like, and I'm like, "No, like, once I do this, I'm over." She like, "Nah, like, I need you to get over a 3.0 because I think an 82 is like a 2.7, 2.8, 2.75.
Which is still crazy.
Yeah, it's all right. It's not bad. It's not great.
Right.
So she like, yo, I need you to get a 3.0. If you, at this point, I think I had like a year and a half left. She like, if you get like a 3.4 from here on, you'll average over 3.0. And then I think that's what you needed to go to grad school.
Right.
I was like, yo, you know what? And it just so happened that semester I averaged like a 3.5.
Oh, that's good.
And I felt like I didn't do anything really different, but maybe like more communicative.
Okay.
With my teachers. Like, if I'm gonna be late, I'll tell them like, yo, I'm gonna be late this day.
Okay.
This paper gonna be late. Let me get an extension. Like,
right.
They fucked with it. Like, all right. So that basically got me from 2.8 to 3.5. And then after I got that 3.5, I was like, oh, I could do this shit. Like,
right.
And then I ended up graduating with like a 3.1, like, or 3.3, some shit like that.
That's great.
But I'm still not going to grad school because the world already ended. So
felt that.
But you feel me? So my teachers, like my African American teachers in that school, was superb.
Did you have what is her name? Changed my life. She called me on my shit anytime she could. I think her name was like Miss Walters, Barbara Walters, and her husband worked there too. He was like the head of African American Studies. She had like a gray short haircut. It
sounds very familiar.
Ever.
It sounds very familiar. I don't remember her, but it sounds. Well, Barbara Walters is a journalist, right. I think. That's probably why it sounds familiar. But yeah, I'm not sure I remember her. When I was there, the head of the African American Studies department was, what's my son name? He was from like London.
That's her husband. Was he black?
He was light skinned as shit though. He was like
I don't remember if he was light skinned, but I know she was married to the head.
Oh yeah. I don't think he had a wife, but I think when I was leaving, because you can only be the chairman for so long.
Right.
So I think he was getting up out of there, but he was cool. Like we went, he took us to like Malcolm X grave site on his birthday. It's like a actual event. Like,
wow.
People from all around the world come to Malcolm X grave site during the day of his birthday.
I didn't even know that.
Fucking, what's his name? Dr. Umar was there. I seen him. It was mad people there. It was crazy. Like I was like, oh shit.
Dr. Umar is always so weird.
Yeah. I'm sure you know a lot about Dr. Umar.
Yeah.
Online. So, not going to school for journalism or that little portion of journalism that you experienced.
I knew everything in there. I went for 2 years, right? I knew everything in there. Everything. Like, of course, you need to know certain things. From the reporting styles to different terms and stuff like that. But I'm so invested in social media and research. Google's your friend, y'all. You could learn anything.
So we look at the different blog sites and they pages. And I think a big part of journalism, proper journalism, is journalism etiquette. Let's dabble in that because biases and
come on, Mello.
and journalism is crazy. The way they try to sway the public is ridiculous. Like, so we went to school for it, so I know it when I see it. Like,
absolutely.
But everybody doesn't. So how do you balance that? And does Noir Online have journal etiquette proper?
So, Rome wasn't built in a day, y'all. It definitely wasn't. I've learned a lot from previous mistakes. And from the outside looking in, like Mello said, you think that a blog is just like posting stuff with your opinion. You can always tell who's a journalist and who's just like doing this. So my first lesson, looking back on it now, is very popular situation. Is you remember when Remy Ma and Nicki Minaj had beef and they came out with Sheether and what's the song that she made with Drake and Lil Wayne?
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about, but I know.
I can't remember the name of the song. Yeah. That. So recently, one of my best friends told me, he was like, "You was a little biased during that time." I'm like, "Why are you saying that?" He was like, "Because you were. You were definitely biased. You could tell that you were Team Nicki." So in result,
so you went against the Bronx.
I did. Wow, and that's why, because I just did an event for Remy Ma. That was the kid me. It doesn't matter. Crazy. But it was bad. It was so bad that Papoose still got us blocked to this day.
Word?
Yep. It was bad.
He ain't like that.
Nope.
What did you say though?
I don't remember.
You
that was 5 years ago. I definitely don't remember. Yeah. But I've learned that within journalism and proper journalism etiquette, your job as a journalist, reporter, or whatever, is to provide the facts and the information and to let your audience dissect. Because everything is about engagement. You need to give them the space to engage, not to attack you, because who asked you your opinion? We didn't ask you your opinion. We want to know what happened. So that's how I stick to the script now, y'all.
So how many instances of like
getting blocked?
Getting blocked or people being upset about what you post, or not people just, but the people you're posting about. Do they like hit your page up like, yo, bro, like?
Okay, so
let's talk about some of those instances.
So 50 Cent got us blocked.
Word?
Yes.
50 blocked you?
50 Cent got me blocked, but I don't really want to say much about it because I love power and
my son need a role.
Right, and and I was with the cast recently, so I'm not really trying to.
I was about to say like you.
Not trying to fuck that up.
Right.
But it was a situation where we wrote an article about something that he stated about a family member.
I think I know the only thing that would probably get him.
Right. We sorry
to block you.
Please unblock us. But one person that always is in our DM that, oh, y'all got this wrong, this isn't right, is Romeo. Romeo is always in our DM. Romeo it's all Miller? Love, but always.
Oh, word?
Right. Always in. But it's not like taking full accountability as an owner and as a journalist. He's not necessarily wrong about how he's felt in 2 instances. Because the first instance was he did an interview where he said that he had got stopped by the police and that they let him go because of who he was. My audience, my cousins, they could be a little rough. So when you hear that, they were like, what do you mean who he was? Who's Romeo? So he got upset with that. It was like, I feel like y'all went about the story wrong. He reposted us that this is a problem with black media. Da, 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 da.
Oh, he took you there.
Yeah, but once he saw that, I ignored it because all respect to Romeo, we've done work after that, but nobody's going to bully me about anything on this side. Absolutely not. Absolutely Facts. Not. So later that night, he wrote to me, and it was more of a professional conversation, and we came to an even common ground, and we were cool. But then something recently that a lot of us blogs made a mistake on is his sister had committed suicide recently, and Master P has a lot of kids. Like he has a lot of children, right? So I'm not trying to put no shade. Me and Romeo cool right now, no problem.
Start tiptoeing like
right. So his sister had committed suicide recently, and we had grabbed the wrong picture. A lot of blogs grabbed the wrong picture. It was a picture of his sister that was actually alive, and he wrote me like, "Yeah, I don't understand how triggering this is for us to see a picture of my sister who is very much alive, and y'all put the wrong one." So that was a mistake. Apologize to him, but Romeo definitely keeps us on our toes. We don't have any issues anymore. I'm woman enough to admit when I'm wrong. I don't want to run. I don't want to run a
and those
sketchy
things
platform.
do happen.
Right.
There are a lot of it's
embarrassing, but it happens. Yes.
And news. It's like playing the game with the cup and the whispering in the ear. And
right.
By the time it get down, it's a whole different story.
Exactly. So, definitely agree.
But yeah, I feel like I think social media is just such a fake ass atmosphere, like, and it's just like, and with all due respect, like, even like blog sites that don't or report things one-sided, or they don't report certain things, like certain big things I'd be like, yo, come on, like,
right.
Like, if you're gonna be doing it, just do it. Like, do it correctly. Like,
right.
Do it fair. Like, and don't try to sway the public's opinion about said person. Like,
right.
Report what happened, what's factual, and the information, and let us decide for ourselves. Like,
there's a lot of background stuff though, because a lot of people are cool with certain celebrities or rumors. I don't know if it's true. A lot of blog sites are getting paid by certain celebrities, so certain things gotta go that way.
Right. That's the politics in it.
But it ain't happening like that over here. I'm respectful because at the end of the day, I'm from New York. You never know when you're going to see these people outside. You are a regular person, and I'm not trying to get caught up. So I like to report the facts. And you don't want to steal an opportunity from yourself because you're trying to be cute on social media. So, and I'm still small, so.
I wouldn't say that.
We're still in the beginning.
Right. So, as growth has happened, you have interns and workers I see. And how do you still work like a regular job? You strictly big boss CEO. That's it. Nah, that's a big step though, because
it's
that means
hard step.
it's paying the bills.
Right.
That's what it means. And trust me, I know because I got a couple things.
Okay.
But I still work.
Okay. It's nothing wrong with that. It's
bills,
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And you know what I've realized, because I've quit my job, my last job.
Which was what?
Oh God. I was doing customer service for an insurance company. When I first started there, I'm like, I'm gonna stay here for 3 years. This was just something I was putting in the atmosphere. I didn't know it was really gonna happen like this. Like, I'm gonna stay here for 3 years and then that's it, cause I'm gonna be the job. If COVID didn't happen, I'd have still been there because I was so comfortable. It was from 8 to 4. I was still able to go to school. I was still doing my thing with podcasting. So I'm like, this is cool. But when COVID happened, I'm like, I want more. I was still living with my mom when COVID happened. I was still living with my mom.
Me too.
And that was only on the weekends. I was living with my boyfriend's mom during the week. So when COVID happened, I was able to sit down and be like, all right, it's time to get my shit together. So we moved out. And then after a week after, I made him move to New Jersey, completely different atmosphere. I'm working from home. I'm like, babe, I don't want to do this anymore. He was like, all right, if you don't want to do this
You don't
anymore.
want to work from home?
I don't want to work for
niggas got-
nobody.
That's how you know you done with the shit. Like, nigga, I don't even want to work from my bed.
No, because they was trying to bring us back because we was considered like the bottom of the pudding cup because it was like lawyers and doctors in there. So they was like, customer service got to come back and you can't be on your phone no more. I'm like,
Can't be.
you talking a different language.
That's a nigga telling you can't be on your phone after
Right.
COVID. Like,
Exactly.
nigga, please.
And I've been
I'm
on my
going home.
phone for years. I only like really worked here for a week out of 3 years. Are you crazy? So I quit my job on, I believe, August 25th, 2020, and I never looked back. However, people that are entrepreneurs and you quit your job, you have a responsibility when you speak to people that have not quit their job and they're looking for you for answers. I was able to quit my job because I have a partner that has 2 incomes. He's a supervisor and he's also a DJ. So we're going to eat regardless. Don't think,
right,
oh, I'm going to quit and I'm going to pay my bills. It's lit. It's easy. No, it's not. Don't get confused by the follower count, the celebrities, the popularity. It's not easy. You have to learn. It's a learning process every day.
That shit right
Mellow
there.
like that nasty wine.
This is it's from Long Island, so
Okay.
it could be nasty. You know, Long Island, not really New York City.
It's
So,
definitely not.
yeah. But quitting your job and you providing your own income is
Right.
is tough. People don't understand how hard that is.
They don't.
Because now you got to provide for your bills and for your leisure. Whatever the fuck you want to do,
Right.
you have to figure out how to make that money. Like,
It's no, oh, I get paid on the 5th. No, you don't.
It's not coming.
It's not.
Don't wait for Friday. It's
Right.
not gonna be there.
It's just gonna come and go.
Right. Ain't shit gonna be there. So, I know, like, at entrepreneurship, you know, owning your own business and being an entrepreneur sounds magnificent.
Right. It's
It
trending
sounds
right
ideal,
now.
like,
Right.
But when you think about, I was talking to my mans about this the other day. Like, when you think about how many businesses were started during the pandemic and how many are actually thriving right now, it's probably like 1%, if that.
I agree. There was a lot of businesses that started pre-COVID. A lot of entrepreneurs that started pre-COVID that started the same year, 2017, and nobody does that stuff anymore. It's a lot.
The work don't change; it just gets harder, and
It does.
you got to put more in. So
Right.
we started the Soul Cleanse sneaker.
I'm so
Right.
happy for y'all.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah.
You know why I'm so happy for y'all? Because I remember the last conversation we had over there, we was wrapping up and I was talking to Mike, shout out to Mike, who had me dying yesterday with his TikTok, with Summer Rae. It's dope because we was in the hallway as he was wrapping up and he was like, yeah, I want to get this business started. And I'm just telling him, just do it. Go after it. And it's not even a year and y'all are thriving. You still doing your thing with the Hoochie Daddy shorts on. So I'm happy to see that for real.
Word. And so what I was gonna ask you is because there's I've been trying to get Mike to do this shit for years, probably since everything started when it was supposed to. I probably tried to get Mike to do this shit in like 2012, but
Oh my God.
it's a whole different process now. Like if he would have started then, granted would have been more experience, but everything changed.
Right.
It's evolved so much since 2012.
Right.
But one thing I have noticed is that there's a big community. Like this,
I didn't know that
sneaker
until I started
restoration
watching y'all.
community
Right.
is crazy. It's
Competitive.
the niggas got beef. Niggas, it's crazy in sneaker wrestling. I'll be like, yo, Mike, good luck.
Leave me out of
Like,
that
you know,
shit.
yeah, I'll just, hey, let me know when you need me to come in.
Right.
I'm good. How is the blogging?
Ooh.
How is y'all? I know y'all. Do y'all all like follow each other? Like y'all all in the chat? Like yo, or like is it like dog eat dog and whoever posting gets the?
Let me tell you something, right? I learned this probably a year before COVID. Same thing with New York culture. Media culture is like the same. Nobody respects it until they have no choice but to respect it. Like, things started changing for me after I did an interview with Raven Simone. Like, instantly.
We gonna get to that.
Instantly after that. Because I feel like we all ping pong off of each other, but the bigger name blogs won't follow the smaller name blogs. Because it's like, I already am who I am. Who are y'all? Right?
Which is, to be fair though, to be fair, I feel like you do have to earn some of your way through,
right?
Before niggas just start, because then everybody will just be jumping on everybody. Nah, you gotta show me a little something first.
Right.
That's why I don't even get mad. I'm very small. I don't even get mad if somebody don't follow me back. I don't even follow niggas. I'm the type of person like I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Like
period.
I don't give a fuck if my video gets 1 view. Like
somebody look right.
It's just what I want to do. So
right.
I'm not really worried about that. But I do feel like just in general, like say I want to interview a Hove, like I just feel like I still need to show
why I should come.
Why?
Right.
Why I need. So I do understand that sometimes.
All right, I respect it. The legwork is definitely important, absolutely. But I feel like a lot of people don't want to give you your props. Mm-hmm. But the first big blog to follow me is the Shade Room. That was probably a week after the Raven Simone interview. But I saw a lot of blogs were using the interview and referencing the interview, but there was no tag. They were spelling the name wrong. So I was pulling up in DMs like, can we get tagged? Can we like...
I feel like that's blogging etiquette. Like,
yeah, I'm nice about it. I'm always professional, but y'all know who y'all are.
So explain. Let's go down some of your favorite interviews, because you had a lot, so I want them to know.
I have a favorite.
Just a list of some of the interviews you remember off the top of your mind.
Okay, so one of the things that happened during COVID, I'm not a jealous person, right? Mm-hmm. Like if I see somebody shining, I won't be like, why did this happen to her? Mm-hmm. I'm more of the, how can I make this happen for me? Right. So I saw a lot of blogs that were getting celebrity interviews, and I'm like, Noir Online is fucking big. Like, people should be pulling up to our functions. So I went on Google and I'm like, okay, what's the proper etiquette? Because I left Lehman. What is the proper etiquette to get a celebrity interview? So I started emailing different BET celebrities, right? Mm-hmm. Some of them had publicists, some of them didn't, some of them answered, some of them didn't. One of them did answer. God, I feel terrible for not remembering his name. He's on this show called The Family Business. Very sweet. He was the first celebrity client to give me a big break during COVID. Actually, no, that's not true. Brian Hooks was the first one to give me my first celebrity interview pre-COVID.
And what's he from?
The Parkers. I think I got the hook. Have you seen him before? He's super funny. It was him first, but then I got lazy. So it was him. I had somebody from Tyler Perry's show, Sisters. I had Novi Brown. Raven Simone happened in August.
How did that happen?
Yo, that happened out of nowhere. They emailed me. I thought it was fake. Yep. Cause
she asked you for an interview?
Her publicist asked me for an interview because her and her wife have a podcast. A lot of people don't know, but you need blogs. We're the news right now. You need that platform. You need that engagement. So Raven Simone definitely elevated everything. Like when you Google Noir Online now, you see us in news articles. Mm-hmm. So that will always be my top one favorite interview. But
so, all right, was it what was she promoting something, or was she?
They have a YouTube channel.
Okay, so
and they wanted our generation to get into it.
So she has a YouTube channel.
Her and her wife. Yeah.
So
it's her wife idea, because Raven's still working. Raven's still busy. Her spinoff is still ongoing right now. But she wanted to get her wife out there. So
how was that interview?
It was great.
When you because I ain't gonna lie.
Uh-oh.
Hey,
Cousins get spicy.
Yeah, I don't know the specifics. Mm-hmm. I just see certain things sometimes, but things could be swayed. I don't really do research on it to get the exact details. But some of the stuff I was hearing, I was kind of raising my eyebrows, oh, we got another one of those. You feel me?
Right.
But so how was the interview? How was it? And what did y'all talk about?
Raven and her wife, Miranda, are just like any other human being. They were very cool. They were very respectful. The interview was really supposed to be for 30 minutes. We ended up talking for an hour. They were super hilarious. Raven's down to earth. We did not get into any politics, y'all. I don't like to make anybody feel uncomfortable because you can always feel the energy shift. But it was cool. They were real transparent. They told us a lot about their personal lives, how they met. That was during the time that the baby thing had went on with the anti-LGBTQIA comments. So they gave their comments on that. They were super respectful as well. But it was cool. I think, like, for Raven, this is my opinion. This has nothing to do with Noir Online. This is my opinion. I feel like because Raven has been a celebrity for so long and we've known her for so long, we forget that she's a human being. We don't have to agree with what she says. Like, granted, as a celebrity, especially as a black celebrity, you have a certain responsibility that you don't want to take on as being the voice for us. But what Raven says isn't law, so it really shouldn't bother people too much. Because you'd be surprised what a lot of celebrities think anyway. Some of them don't even believe in Jesus, and y'all don't say nothing about that.
I don't even want to get into that.
Right.
I'm going to be canceled tomorrow. Before the shit even air, I'm going to be canceled. So, you know what I mean? We're not even going to get into religion. But, okay. So, who else?
Was a big interview for me.
Yeah, who else? I know, didn't you have fam from Power?
Oh, Zeke?
Yes.
Daniel Lee Bellamy.
Yes,
I had him. He was excellent, too.
Was that before his song started going crazy, or was that like during that time?
I'm so glad that you asked that question. There's a funny story about the entire Daniel Lee Bellamy situation, right? And this is like life-changing. So I interviewed him a week before the song dropped because my boyfriend did a podcast for him a few days before that. He was like, well, my girlfriend has a big platform. Can you do this for her? Because everybody knows I love Power. So, so he did that for me, and the interview went big and everything like that. And that's when he started doing hostings, because it's before he died on Power. So he was getting his songs circulating. And I'm not sure where he went. I think it was like DC or something like that. I saw on Twitter that this DJ was bombing him, like, oh, Daniel Lee Bellamy, the guy that played Zeke, he played the worst song for me I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, that's how it all started?
That's how it all started, right?
I never seen that before.
So I still got the tweet. So my boyfriend was DJing a party for him because this was the same weekend that he died on Power. It was at Taj. So I'm like, I was about to say his name. So I'm like, you have to do something for him. Daniel is a very nice person. I don't want people to make fun of him. So what we did, my man, as well as the promoter he works with, my man DJ Young B, and the promoter that he works with, Chase Sims, they flipped the script. Instead of making it into a joke, they tried to make it like vibe out. Like, if they fuck with it, you know how New York is. If you fuck with it, I'ma fuck with it. So they made it like a big thing, and that's when the I'm Ready challenge came out. So they circulated on social media. I posted it, and then other blogs posted it, and then it went viral. All because Tamara didn't want people to make fun of him, because he's actually a cool guy. And if y'all actually give people music a chance, you will see it's all right. So,
that's
shout outs to the blogger again.
I didn't know that.
A lot of people don't know that.
I did not know that.
See what happens when you're the little dog?
Facts. I did not know that. I just seen the video and him dancing and all that and going.
We did that. Yes. The promoter, the DJ, the blogger. Exactly. Take no credit.
Right. And then I seen another. I feel like at the time people was kind of like trying to pick on him a little.
Right. And I'm an empath. I feel everything. Like, if we come in any type of crossing, I don't want anybody to ever harm anybody that I speak to. Because imagine how that feels. It's different getting made fun of like in your face, but around the world, that could have went bad. Imagine getting made fun of in a club in New York. It went super bad for him.
And you just got killed off. That's gonna blow yours even more. Like, I'm not even on the show,
right,
anymore, bro. Like,
exactly.
Now I can't even get booked because I'm a joke.
Exactly.
So you revived his career. Shout outs to the whole line.
Exactly.
Shout out to y'all. So, being in a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sure this has went both ways because you said your boyfriend's a DJ, so you probably had to deal with it.
You know how y'all light-skinned niggas with beards are,
Nah,
right?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. But like, I would assume that there's some, not jealousy, but like, you going with who? You going somewhere with Chris Brown? Hold on, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just overprotective.
Right. So we've been together for a long time, y'all. We've been together before Noir. He's always been a DJ. So we've always had like that type of atmosphere. But the overprotectiveness, that happened way before any of this. So we like got it out of our system. We met when we were kids. I was 22, he was 19. So all of that stopped the bigger we got because this is businesses. This is how we eat. So you don't need to be jealous of anybody on either side because we know who we're going home to. So no, guys, none of that. None. You know, maybe some eyebrows like, but no, nothing serious.
And you also went to BT weekend.
Woo! Yes. Funny story too with that, y'all.
Let's hear it.
So, within the world of media, like you already know, everything is real last minute. It might look perfect on camera, but it's real last minute.
Yo,
completely.
That shit is so crazy how like niggas just be going off the fly for real. And sometimes if you watching some shit, you could see it like, oh, they fucked up
Right.
But it just be chaos. But
all the time.
Go ahead. Yeah, if you know, you know.
So they handed out the applications because you got to put in for your platform to get approved and all of that. They put out the applications June 1st. They didn't tell us probably till like June 20th that we did not get selected. I already paid for my plane ticket.
Word.
I paid for my intern's plane ticket, hotel, everything.
You wasn't having that shit.
But the funny thing about that is before COVID had happened, I'm like, no matter what, I'm going to the BET Awards. If you ask my family and my friends, I would say it every day. I don't care what happens. I'm going. So I told my friend, and she's like, how do you feel? I'm like, it's okay. And I finally cried about it.
Yeah, they also have them every year. So.
Right. I don't care about that shit. I'm a Pisces. I want to fucking go. So she was like, we out there anyway, so it doesn't even matter. So we went out there. We went to the Verses and a whole bunch of other stuff.
Versus?
The epic one. Well, Marion and Mario, the Ray J pre-show.
Oh, yeah, you was there.
It was super lit.
Okay.
So we were out there just doing regular stuff, and then I had gotten an email that Taraji P. Henson, who's the host of this year's BET Awards, was having like a benefits dinner, and there was a red carpet. And they was like, do you have an outlet that could come out here and cover it? So I didn't do the BET Awards, y'all. I did a BET Awards event. Still big, something. I passed out when I got approved, so I had to get ready in like an hour. The outfit that I had was not something I would have worn for the BET Awards. Right. It's something we're talking about when I go back again. But yeah, and that was God, because I live in New Jersey. What if I wasn't out here? Right. I didn't let their no be the last no because they're not God. So I still went out there. I got the biggest interview of my career. I interviewed Taraji, which was great, and it was excellent. It was a very dope experience.
Is there any celebrities like you've been disappointed by? Like, damn, I met you and you were such a clown.
Not yet. I hear a lot of that. Like, oh, not everybody's what they seem. Thankfully, thank God, I have not ran across that yet. There's been instances, because a lot of them are controlled by the publicist. It's not like they don't want to speak to you on the red carpet. The publicists are moving them all over the place. Like last year, I did the red carpet for the Amazon Prime series Harlem. And everybody wanted two people, Megan Good and Tyler Lefley. Megan Good, they snatched her off that red carpet so fast. Tyler was actually engaging with everybody. I was the last one on the red carpet because, you know, we're a black platform and we're all the way at the end. So his publicist tried to move him, and he was like, I'm gonna come talk to you right now. Direct eye contact, everything. So they had him talking to a bunch of people, and I'm like, oh God, he's not gonna come. He came, he spoke, he gave us a drop. I stay in his DMs, not about nothing crazy, just like content, like posting stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah. So everybody's really nice. I haven't had any issues. Nobody.
I be feeling like sometimes. I think because I'm a guy too, so it's
That could be it.
damn, like, this nigga is a blam. Golly. Or I don't know, man.
Just don't expect too much.
Yeah, nah.
Don't expect too much.
And we from New York, so it's different. Like it's
The
like
spot, the foolery.
just in general, we don't really like we act how we act.
Right.
So when we go out of town and shit, or if we seeing people that's not from New York, like niggas just be coming off funny, like
Right.
Like, yo, bro, like relax. Like,
Plus, when from New York, it doesn't matter if you're a celebrity. I'm a celebrity too.
yeah,
like yeah.
Who the fuck, nigga? What have you done? Like, what are you talk? I don't care if you just performed
Right.
at the Grammys, bro.
Exactly.
Like, relax. Like, you a regular nigga, bro. Take it easy. Like, so
I'm dead.
as we wrap up, last couple of questions.
Mm-hmm.
What is next for your platform?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm trying to take over the media world and more than just aspects of social media. My internship got approved at a HBCU for FAMU a couple of weeks ago. So I'm trying to take that on a global scale. I'm trying to actually have a team that's more than interns, that's actual employees. I'm just interested in expanding in all areas possible. I'm trying to come out with an app in a couple of years because social media is cool, but social media has so many rules and so many allegations and so many problems. And I want to be in control fully in my own situation. So I'm trying to have the social media platform. I love y'all, but I need to be able to have my stuff where even if Noir Online, God forbid,
Right.
was to get taken on social media, there's still another home that y'all can find us at. So that's what we're working.
Yeah, I see that a lot. That's a big
Thing. That's food
and
coming out your
especially,
mouth.
Yeah, because I feel like they cater to whoever's paying a lot, which is a whole nother thing. Even your posts, like I'll see something, I'll be scrolling, and it'll get to like 3 days before, and then I'll see some shit you post. I'm like, I did not see you post this one.
See?
Word. So it's like,
Ridiculous.
how does that work? Like,
Exactly.
But then that's how they get their money. I was watching, it might have been Killer Mike or somebody that was talking about like how Instagram, say I got 4 million followers,
Right.
right? If I post, say I got 10 million followers, right?
Okay.
Now, if I post something that's about me making money, like I'm selling something online, when I post it, it's not gonna post to
Nope.
those 10 million followers.
Absolutely not.
You feel me? So it's like,
Right.
because then why would I pay for promotion? I'm already
Right.
reaching 10 million followers, and think about 50 million, 60 million, 70 million.
Right.
They would need no need for any of that. So
Right.
I don't know. Instagram is a crazy place. I don't really understand it, but
We just need it for right now, y'all.
I don't understand. I just hold it down. So let them know where they could find you at on Instagram. What your Instagram is.
So you can follow Noir Online on all social media platforms, NOIR online.org for Instagram. It's an _for Twitter. Facebook, because we getting a lot of love over there now, is Noir Online.org official. You can follow me at I am Tamara Shanae. Stay out of my DMs, y'all. Email me if it's something important.
Ain't nothing. Them niggas don't got nothing important to say. Them niggas better DM Noir Online. What are you talking about?
Right.
Ain't shit going on. Like, what do niggas have to say? Like,
You'll be surprised. I got a freaking long paragraph this morning with a complaint. Oh, you guys are exploiting something. You're a big platform. Like, they
Shut the
just
fuck
always have a complaint.
yo, you know what? Hold on. Before we wrap it up, I gotta mention this. The post I seen today, I enjoyed this post that you posted.
Okay.
With Chris Rock, Kevin Hart,
Uh-oh.
and Dave Chappelle.
Right.
And then I looked in the comments and I was just like, how does this what y'all got
Something
From
about
this-
but their wives aren't black. That
I was like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Like, how did, and you know I'm the biggest Black Power, Black advocate ever. And I was
Mello is one of our
confused,
favorite
like,
cousins. He
yeah,
stays
like
in the comments a lot.
I was about to get my fingers going, and I was like, yo, you know what? I don't even know what to say about this. Like, this is outrageous. What are we talking about?
You'll learn. Watch. Ignore the comments. That's the best bet because they're always gonna have something to say. I appreciate it all, but I ain't gonna read it all because sometimes.
My favorite quote right now is, "You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes."
Yeah, and I'm not.
That
gonna
just
play
stops
none
me
of that.
from doing a lot of stupid shit,
Right.
like arguing with niggas online. Like,
Absolutely.
I'm not even about to play that game because I don't win at the end of
At all.
the Now I'm just arguing to argue.
Because a lot of them are bots or burner pages anyway. So
Who are you niggas? Like,
it was probably somebody you know.
nah, right? Nah, but I appreciate you doing it.
Absolutely.
The second take 2.
The better take.
Right. We back again. Thank you. Follow, like, subscribe. I appreciate y'all tuning
Let's clap
in.
it up for you, Deadass Podcast, though.
Thank you.
Putting it on for the culture. Keep it going.
Little son.
Or I'm going to pull up in your DM with a little things to say if I don't see this continuing to grow.
Nah. I got some episodes in the tuck. This is going.
Don't hold on to them. Let them out.
I-
As creatives, we hold on
I know
too
at
long.
this point.
Right.
Yeah, I know. But thank you again.
Absolutely.
Until next time, y'all.
Bye, y'all.